Hello and welcome to this Dr. Ross Maths key skill video on establishing the constant of proportionality for variables which are inversely proportional. Now in the previous video we looked at quantities which were directly proportional, and that meant if you were to double one you would double the other. So if you were to say double the number of sweets that you bought, that would double the total cost. So number of sweets and total cost would be directly proportional. Or in a race, if you had a fixed amount of time to run, if you doubled your speed, you would double the distance that you covered. Now, inversely proportional is the opposite, and that means if you were to double one quantity, you would halve the other. So if you times one by 2, you would divide the other by 2. Now, an example of that is in a race again, if you had a fixed distance that you were covering, and usually races are a fixed distance, like a marathon, if you were to double your speed, you would halve the amount of time it took. So speed and time would be inversely proportional. Now the easy way to do it is this: wherever you see the word is inversely proportional to, you can just replace that with equals k over or k divide. So if we turn this into an equation, we're going to get y is inversely proportional to equals k divide, or I'm just going to write equals k over, so I write it as a fraction, to x, so I put x. So we've got y equals k over x. And then we can use these values that we are given here to work out what k is, because k we don't know. X and y are variables and we can set them to different values like 7 and 3, but k is going to be some fixed quantity, and that we saw in the previous video is known as the constant of proportionality. So let's use the values that have been supplied here, y is 7 and x is 3, to work out what that k is. So if we substitute them in, the y is 7, so let's write 7. Then the k is just k, we don't know what that is yet, and x is 3. So something divided by 3 is 7. Now to get rid of that over 3 on this side of the equation, we can times both sides of the equation by 3. 7 times 3 is 21. And the times by 3 gets rid of, it cancels out that over 3, just leaving k. So we've worked out that k is 21. And then I would write out this equation again, but fill in the k that you worked out. So y is equal to 21 over x. And that's our final equation. That's a formula which relates x and y. And that means that we had different values of x and y. So if we say that x was 21, then y, according to this formula, would be equal to 21 divided by x, which is 21, and that would be 1. And we can substitute different values of x into this formula to get different values of y.